Hey guys, it's for real, and today we'll be looking at the Super Conk, and this is my highest damage game ever, where I managed to do 10,900 something, and as you can see we're playing on Lakeville, and Lakeville is a god tier map for hold down tanks such as the Conk, the Chief, and all those other juicy hold down with good turret tanks. So why did I want to feature this replay? Because it's just, another 11k game on Lakeville. Well, I want to feature this game because I actually was on really low HP with a low amount of damage relatively to the game at the end, of course. And I wanted to show you how I maximize my damage output. And also one flaw that I noticed that I've been doing kind of a lot recently is that I trade too much HP at the beginning. And which doesn't allow me to make necessary plays at the end of a game to farm damage and make actually game-winning plays. And that's something that this replay is quite a while back, but I've slowly managed to improve, but I still have a long way to go. My survival ratio is actually pretty low for my DPGs because I have always 4k plus, but my survival ratios are rather low, so that's something I need to work on personally. So anyways, back to the game itself. We are obviously in a favorable matchup since there's only one Artie, and these are tier 9s. However, we're not facing against tier 9s as of right now, and that is actually quite bad because the best thing about Lakeville is the more HP the better when you're in positions such as this. Now, you may be wondering how I'm penning the IS-7. The IS-7 actually has a weak spot right at its gun, similar to the E3, which with a really good gun, laser gun such as the Super Conk, you can hit on a regular basis. And you can see the IS-7 was not expecting that. He thought he was completely hold down, which he was. But as you can see where I'm penetrating, I was penetrating his gun, he got rather confused and flustered, so he's making questionable peaks and just wants to die, I think, at this point in time. So anyways, this position is also really favorable for spotting if people such as a Skoda T50 up above make mistakes, because I'm consistently proxy spotting them, right? So as soon as he peaks, we're gonna have a FE405, a T30, all those TTs and tanks behind sniping him, which is great. Also, additionally, Artie can, you're spotting where, for example, the Udis is, and if Artie was, aiming to do more damage, he'd be probably trying to shoot Udis. But it's a good thing he shot via meal, because his stun, once he's stunned via meal, his reverse time actually decreased substantially since the terrain is really soft. So that gives me a chance to kill via meal, which is probably the biggest threat here. Another nice thing is that the mouse came, which is amazing, because he's just gonna feed me damage and assist, as you just saw, which just proves the point. Now the T57 YOLOs me. Now that's a play which is just ridiculous, honestly, and I lose all my HP for it, which is fantastic. And he actually gets away with it, which is even the worst part about it. He fully YOLOs in the open to 5 tanks, and he doesn't get butchered. And as a matter of fact, he gets away with all the HP, 1k HP. He came out with 1.6, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And only I gave him a shot, which is just ridiculous. Yeah, that's the typical play of a noob. So anyways, back on track. It's only 2-2 and already did this 7.6k. However, since the replay is 11k, that means I have quite a few more Ks to go, right? What I wanted to say as well is that I was at 6.5, I think, when I got YOLO'd. So I'm gonna do all of this damage from basically being a one-shot. Now, also another thing that I wanted to mention from this side is that when you take a position such as where I am right now and where the mouse is, the RT can't shoot you. So even though if there's triple RT, they can't be that influential to mess up your game. However, when we're free RDs, you always have to be wary, of course. And just take a look at the total amount of tanks killed. It's only 4 free, and I'm already at the near 8k damage. So you can see the insane potential of this battle. Now, what's also really bad is that since I have no HP, I have no possibilities of pushing. What I would usually tend to do right now if I had HP is to push up into the D2 area and jump into that upper, cliff mountainous area so I could kill the Skoda and Udis hold down, which then in return grants me a possibility to get hold down and to shoot over potential tanks that are camping behind, such as in A3, you know. And oh, never mind, I'm actually going to do that play. As I said, this replay is a while back, so I kind of forgot all the micro details. I know the macro. So anyways, we're pushing in. As you can see, the city is lost. The Udis and Mashkoda are running away, which, to be fair, is the right choice since they cannot hold it by themselves. So take into consideration that we can't see the HP of the enemy in the city because it's out of our range. So what I'm doing now is waiting for VFE, the badge, or the E75 to make a more aggro play, because I think they will. And my grill is probably going to get spotted because he's going to fire. No, it's actually the Shkoda that gets spotted. I loaded an HE for the grill. However, a Shkoda was spotted, so I used intuition. However, I was not fast enough to alternate again. And I'm probably going to stay here a while. Maybe put a blind shot in. I don't know. We'll see right now. There's 3-4 tanks, yeah I do. That's what I thought I was gonna do. However, I should have been more considerate, as you'll see at the end of a replay, about my HP ammo usage, because we're only at 10 APCRs left and 4 HEs. Now this is also what I want to say, a crucial play that I make. I see that we simply cannot hold the B5 area, and since our FE and E75 died. So considering my HP, if I had been at a much more healthier amount, I might have stayed in my C2 area, play hold down, and try to deep VM all those guys as they go, because the Super Conk, believe me, like if he takes a good position and puts some distance on themselves, he can quite easily do a 1v2 or a 1v3 in this scenario, considering their HP. And taking into consideration that the HEs do 500 plus, I'd kill the FE in 2 shots as well. Even if he was full HP, I would have butchered him. So anyways, what you see me do is take this crucial position, and what this is going to allow me to do is shoot and farm the tanks that are coming in my way long before they can actually close the distance, and also gives an opportunity for my arty to do some additional damage. So this is probably one key thing which I want to address, is that you need to be aware of when you need to fall back and take distance, so you maximize the damage output and consequently give your team a higher chance of victory. So Valia is going in. I'm playing it really safe because Valia has really gone. He has the possibility to snapshot. You see me rush a shot, that's because I am not sure if there's any tank in A1, A2 which could be unspotted. I'm also afraid of Yardi, of course, which always puts me at a, in a much more passive state. But Leo rushes because he probably thought I was alone and I was a one-shot, and that didn't work out for him. Now you see me drop down, and that is because I actually couldn't get an accurate spot on the right side of that mini mountainous area, so I fall down, and also probably wanted to be safer from Yardi. I'm trying to do a wider peek to see if anything is approaching from a one line. Doesn't seem to be the case. But E4, who's full HP, shows up, and now you're going to see some plays which are hopefully you can learn from, because this is definitely some micromanagement that is going to allow you to get exponentially more damage in your sessions if you manage to master these micro engagements. Also, one thing to know is that dead carcasses do not influence your spotting mechanic, in the sense that you can literally spot through them, like there's no issue. Like, it's not an obstacle, it only blocks shells, but not your view range. Now, if the E4 rushes a shot, that's actually a big mistake, because if he actually took his time, he could have penned my turret, since it's an APCR and it has 375. You have to take into consideration that the Super Conk has really good turret, but it actually has vulnerable weak spots for many tanks if you know where to shoot. And now you saw, I didn't manage to talk through about E4, but once he fired, I knew that I had to use my DPM to maximize, to kill him before he reloads, right? So I went wide and gave him a couple of shots and then fell back. Obviously that's because I have the reload advantage. So anyways, I'm at 4 HEs left. It's 10-13, 11-13, but there's triple cap. There's a grill, which is great for my HEs, but there's a tortoise in the M5Y, which is actually terribly bad for the amount of shells. As you can easily deduce, I don't have the ammo to carry this out, and neither HP, because now I'm in the position where Yarty can easily kill me out, right? So anyways, I know I have only 10 seconds left. Like, victory is impossible. I just want to put one final HE shell in and increase my damage total to a 10.9, if that would be favorable. And which does occur, and that's basically the game. I hope you guys learned something from this battle. Not just, it wasn't just a pure farm, it was quite a tough battle where it show you some thought process and micro engagement. Anyways guys, take care.